Hello everybody and welcome back to Expert Examiner IELTS. My name is Glyn and in this video we're going to do some more writing feedback. Again, we have an IELTS writing task 2 academic essay, and as always we start by looking at the question. We really want to make sure that we know what we need to do. I make this point a lot, but so many candidates lose marks, so many marks for task response, just because they don't understand the question or they approach the question in the wrong way. So that's why I like to take a little bit of time just to analyze the question. So let's have a look. Some people, not all people, but some people believe that success, okay, key idea here, success is measured by wealth, one thing, and material possessions. Cool, another thing. So that's group one. Group one believes that success is measured by these two things, wealth and material possessions. While others, so there's a different side, a different group, think here talks about success, it is measured by personal happiness and relationships. Okay. So the underlying question here is, what does it mean to be a successful person? Does it mean that you have a lot of money and you have a lot of material possessions, things like, nice cars or the latest iPhone or something like this? Or does success mean that you have personal happiness, that on the inside you feel happy, you wake up every morning and you feel good about yourself, and relationships, your romantic partners, your relationship with your family, your friends, things like this? Discuss both these views. So you have to discuss both of the views. You can't just pick a side and talk about it here. You must discuss both of the views and give your opinion. Cool. So let's discuss both sides. Balanced essay, one of the most common type of essay questions in IELTS. Thinking in terms of structure, so in the introduction, I want some background information about the topic, which is success. Some reference to the question, this idea that there is a split between some people who believe that money means that you're successful and other people who believe that, internal happiness and relationships is what makes a person successful. So there should be a reference to that. And also there should be a thesis statement here. So I need you to tell me that, in this essay, you're going to discuss both of these views. And also I want to see your opinion in the introduction. You do have to pick a position here. So I want to see if you are on team success is measured by wealth and material possessions, or if you are on team success is measured by personal happiness and relationships. But it is good to have a thesis statement, something in the introduction to say that you will discuss both of these views. Yeah. And again, this just comes down to how well you've prepared for IELTS, how familiar you are with the different question types and what is required for those different question types. Candidates who are very, very well prepared know about the different question types. They know about the small nuances. Most of the essay questions are, 90% the same. But that 10%, that affects the introduction and sometimes the conclusion and the paragraphing and so on. Okay, so if the body paragraph 1, then I would expect the candidate to talk about reasons why some people say that success is measured by wealth and material possessions. Body paragraph 2, reasons why other people say success is measured by personal happiness and relationships. And then in the conclusion, we just want a quick summary of those points and an expression of the candidate's opinion, saying which side they're on and why they are more convinced of that side more than the other. Cool. Pretty easy. Let's see what we get. Okay, so just checking the paragraphs. Okay, cool. Looks a little short, maybe. Okay, balance looks nice. Introduction short, conclusion short, body paragraphs are longer. That's good. Words, we are right on the 250, Oh wow, 250 words exactly. Wow. Okay, I would say be careful. Write at least 250 words. Of course, you've written 250 words. No problem with that. Aim for 260, 270, maybe 280. For me, that's the golden zone. But let's see let's see how it is. The balance looks nice. The shape of the essay looks nice. Let's check the wording. Nowadays, many people think that success is all about, okay, a little bit not very academic, but the language is simple, nice. Success is all about wealth and money. Wealth and money seems strange because wealth is the same as money. So saying wealth and money is a bit strange. It's like some people say that going on holiday and going on vacation is important. It's like, well, they both mean the same thing. So, meanwhile, others suppose, I don't know, so this isn't the correct use of suppose, but it's not a bad attempt. This candidate is Russian speaking, so I guess he's using like предполагать, which maybe for the candidate translates as suppose, but yeah, we have to be careful when we translate directly. Anyway, others suppose, others claim or say or believe or state or suggest, perhaps. Success is based on traditional values. Where are we getting this traditional values from? That's not in the question. Personal happiness and relationships is not connected to traditional values. I mean, of course, those things are connected, but that's not in the essay question. Friends and family. Okay. You haven't mentioned personal happiness here, which is, a slight problem. So we don't get really background information about this subject of success. The candidate dives straight into dealing with the question. I always think it's nicer to set up an essay with a bit of background information. If you don't know what I mean, check out my video on, how to write introductions. It's very instructive, 3 different things, but okay. So candidate jumps straight into a paraphrase, and then candidate says, I firmly believe that personal happiness is more important than money. That's not an answer to the question. So there's a couple of things here. We want a thesis statement. We want the candidate to say, like, in this essay I will discuss, or this essay will focus on both of these different views, or something like that. So we don't get the thesis statement, unfortunately, which I believe for discuss both views essays, we really want that thesis statement. And then we just get this opinion. I firmly believe that personal happiness is more important than money. The question isn't what is more important. The question is, how do we measure success? Now, there is, you could take a couple of logical steps to go, okay, so this candidate obviously believes that the best measure of success is personal happiness, not money. But the candidate's wording isn't, it doesn't mean the same thing. That one thing is more important than the other isn't the same as this thing is the best measurement of success. So there's, just slightly off with this, just slightly. Okay. So now we should get, if it's structured logically, we should get some reasons now about why some people believe that money, material possessions, why those are the best things to measure if a person is successful or not. Okay, on the one hand, cool, nice balancing. Nice signposting language and nice balancing with on the other hand there. That's cool. Good. On the one hand, money plays a big role in life. Okay, big doesn't seem very academic, and important. It plays a substantial, it plays a significant, a meaningful, a valuable. Perhaps it's slightly better than big here. Money plays a big role in life. Okay, I'd like a better topic sentence. I'd like something like one reason why money and material possessions are often used to measure a person's success is that, and then an explanation of that point. We don't really get an argument here, do we? Money plays a big role in life. That isn't really an argument to support, or that doesn't really tell us why some people believe that being rich means you're successful. So, okay, the candidate will go on to explain this, but these first sentences in paragraphs are really important. They're called topic sentences, and really all the paragraphs should flow from that one topic sentence. Some paragraphs, of course, have 2 topic sentences, but okay. If a person, so we go straight into an example, but okay, let's see. If a person has enough money, why he? Person is not always he, is it? Person could be he or she. If we're not sure, we just use they. This isn't like a uber hardcore feminist thing. It just recognizes that people can be male and female. And so we often use this they if it's like gender neutral. He can purchase anything in the world. That's not true. You can't, there are some things that you can't purchase in the world, even if you have a lot of money. You can't purchase the Earth's core. Okay, but maybe I'm too pedantic here. Okay, he can purchase anything in the world. Okay, maybe practically anything or many things in the world. This anything in the world is maximalist language, and you might think, oh, you know what I mean. But when we write academically, we have to be careful not to include all of this like maximalist language, things like everybody knows or this always happens. This maximalist language doesn't belong in academic writing. And I don't know if this is IELTS writing part one or part. So I don't know if this is IELTS. I know it's writing task 2. I'm not sure if it's from the general exam or if it's from the academic exam. Looks kind of general, but okay. Could be in either. So yeah, he can purchase anything in the world. Not very academic. For instance, okay, again, we're back to he. He can save a lot of lives. Okay, that's not an example, right? Buying anything in the world is not he can save a lot of lives by donating money. Donating money isn't the same as buying something. So this isn't an example of what you're saying here. So this doesn't logically follow from this. He can purchase anything in the world. For instance, he can save a lot of lives by donating money. That's not buying something. That's donating money. Donating money to starving people. Again, okay, fine. To starving people, or just experience more stuff. He can just experience more stuff. Again, we're not very precise here, are we? Stuff is very informal. It's also just very general. It's not very detailed. And again, doesn't really belong in academic writing. But okay, the idea is clear. They can do good things or more selfish things. Wealth gives a lot of opportunities and entertainment. I don't like how this sentence just stands alone. It doesn't flow from the previous stuff. Or do we have a new topic sentence here? And again, we still haven't got to anything about using wealth as a measurement of success. Why do some people say that being rich means that you are successful? We still haven't really dealt with that. Wealth gives a lot of opportunities and entertainment. Okay, in fact, rich people can try. Okay, so you're just, again, telling me what people can do with money. If I didn't know the question, I would think that, okay, the candidate is asking, like, what can you do if you have a lot of money? Which isn't the question. Why do some people believe that wealth and material possessions is the best measurement of success? This is just saying, what can you do if you have a lot of money? Rich people can travel across the world, help anyone, and enjoy their lives maybe, more, than, I'm not sure why we have this comma, more than an ordinary person can do. Okay. Moreover, so we get a lot of this, we get if, for instance, in fact, moreover. Okay, it's signposting language and it helps to make the text cohesive, but feels a little bit formulaic, but I'm not sure. Moreover, richness. I don't know about this word richness to talk about a person being rich. Wealth is probably the best word here. Even if you have to repeat the word wealth, it's still the best word, and richness just doesn't quite work. Richness helps to meet influential people. Helps who? Helps to meet influential people and develop different skills. We're moving on to another point now. This paragraph is just so busy with different points. Rich people can learn subjects easier by hiring more qualified teachers. So yeah, I don't like... So even though there is a lot of signposting here, in fact, moreover, for instance, the for instance doesn't give an example of what you were speaking about before. And then we just have point after point talking about what rich people can do. All of these points are underdeveloped. Richness helps to meet influential people. Okay, develop different skills. Like what? Rich people can learn subjects easier by hiring more qualified teachers. Okay, but nowhere in this paragraph have you said why some people believe that it is a good idea to judge a person's success by how much money or material possessions they have. So we haven't dealt with that question, unfortunately, at all in this body paragraph. It seems like the candidate has a very, a much more simplified idea of this question. Something like, what do you think is better, being rich or having good relationships? Which is different to the question that's being asked. Okay. On the other hand, relationships. I don't know why we have a capital R. Don't know why. Relationships, parents, and friends may mean more than money. Okay, there's an attempt at some like distancing language, hedging language, lower modality. That's good for academic writing. But again, in our topic sentence, we want a reason why some people believe that personal happiness and relationships is a good way to judge a person. And I would speak a little bit about personal happiness, and then I'd speak a little bit about relationships. But anyway, relationship. Sorry. For example, I don't know why the candidate has started using capital letters after commas. During an emergency, I don't know why we have capitalization of E. During an emergency, friends can help and support. Help and support who? Help and support are both transitive verbs. They need objects. So you help somebody or something. You support somebody or something. Relationships are also so important. So important feels, not very academic. Almost pleading. Like, oh, they're so important. So important that would work in academic writing, but so important because according to some statistics, again, so vague, not specific, according to some statistics, people spend more time with their couple. Don't know what that means. They spend more time with their couple. Do you mean more time with their partner than with someone else? That doesn't make it, yeah. Relationships are so important because, according to some statistics, people spend more time with their couple than with someone else. Yeah, sorry. Parents are very important because they always loved and supported you. I don't know about using you to speak directly to the reader here. That's not what we do in academic essays. We do this when we write articles, but this is not a convention of academic writing. Support you at the beginning. Okay. Therefore, money can't replace them. So because they always loved and supported you, money can't replace them? Maybe that makes sense. We need a comma here after therefore, but okay. Personally, again, anecdotal evidence, you can rely on your own experience, your own knowledge, but I still don't think in academic writing we want things, especially in the body paragraph. Personally, I know a lot of examples when rich people have suffered because of loneliness and having no friends at all. Now, a better way, this could be your personal experience, but instead of saying personally, I know a lot of examples, you could say it is known that many rich people have suffered because of loneliness, or even just take this out. Just add something that many rich people suffer from loneliness, or yeah. So we don't need this personalized language. It's okay to draw on your personal experiences, your personal knowledge of the world, but in body paragraphs, it doesn't look very academic when you write personally. I know a lot of examples yeah. Okay. In conclusion, I strongly believe people should measure wealth by personal happiness instead of money, comma, because when a person has the money, he, again, why is it always he? He can easily get used to that and don't appreciate. So after can, we don't use don't, right? He can don't appreciate. He can easily get used to that and not appreciate it more. This is a new point you're making now. You're saying that when people have money, they get used to it and then they don't appreciate it anymore. But that's like a downside of having money. At no point, unfortunately, have you addressed this question of like, what is the best way to measure a person's success in life? You've spoken about, what are the positives of having money and what are the positives of having relationships. Why is it good to have money? Why is it good to have relationships? But that isn't the question of which of these is a good way to measure success, or why are these often used as measurements of success. So I'm sorry that I'm repeating myself, but yeah, you again, like, and it's not just you, candidate, it's almost, I'd say about 50% of the candidates have some problem with reading the question and understanding the question. And it's such an important thing, such an important thing. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit brutal. I'm going to say task response 4. I just don't think the question's been answered at all. It's what we call like tangentially on topic. You have like fully on topic, you have mostly on topic, but sometimes goes off topic. And then we have like it's kind of connected to the topic, but not really. And so for me, because you are off topic, you haven't answered the question, and because you're trying to cover too many ideas and you can't support them, task response 4. Sorry about that. Where are we? Coherence and cohesion. So let's have a look at this. So firstly, 4 paragraphs. Nice. I like the fact that we have an introduction and we have a conclusion. That's clear. We have 2 body paragraphs that each try to deal with a different focus. That's cool. They try to focus on a central idea. That's cool. You do use a lot of signposting language on the one hand, on the other hand. Moreover, for instance, in fact, cool. Nowadays, cool. Use functional language to put your opinion across, cool. In conclusion, good stuff. So that's there. However, the cohesion between paragraphs is good. The cohesion inside paragraphs is weak. We just bounce from one topic to another topic, and it seems like every sentence is kind of, maybe not every sentence, but many of the sentences I don't think naturally flow from the previous one. And this just comes down to, I think, the candidate maybe not having ideas or not being able to focus on one thing and develop it, and instead thinking, okay, I need to write 250 words. I don't know what to write, so I'm just going to write the next point. We're talking about money. With money, you can buy anything in the world. You can donate money to starving people. Having money gives you opportunities and entertainment. Rich people can travel across the world. Rich people, if you're rich, you can meet influential people. You can develop different skills. If you're rich, you can learn subjects easier by hiring more qualified teachers. So we get many individual points of what you can do if you have money. But I don't think that is, developing. That's not making a broad point, explaining the point, giving an example to prove the point. So yeah, that coherence inside paragraphs is a little weak, and that's why I'm going to give it a 5. Sorry about that. Lexical resource. So I don't like the random capitalization. I mean, that could be a grammar thing. It could be vocab. For me, it's a lexicogrammatical feature. We get this capital R, we get this capital D, we get this capital E. Don't know why that's happening. We get a lot of not very academic language, like a big role, experience more stuff, is all about. So, it is colloquial, it is nice, it's natural, but it's not very academic. Kind of a misuse of suppose. Yeah, this odd thing with always using he, misuse of the word couple instead of perhaps partner. So yeah, candidate does have enough vocab to, express their ideas reasonably well. some good stuff like influential people, showing good word building there, develop different skills. It's a nice collocation. So candidate does have a nice range of vocab, but for me, not precise enough for anything higher than a 6. But I do think maybe, yeah, candidate does have enough lexical resource for a 6. Grammatical range and accuracy. Again, this pronoun he, could that be grammar? No, it's probably more vocab, I guess, or just a lack of knowledge of conventions, maybe. Okay, many people think that. Cool. Success is all about. Cool. Some complex sentences. We get some conditional. If a person has enough money, comma, he can purchase anything in the world. So nice range of sentences. Bit of modality. Can travel. May mean. Good. Okay, generally quite accurate. We do get this problem like he can, don't like this he can, don't. It's minor though. Some mistakes with articles throughout. That's quite normal, to be expected. And I don't like this thing with the transitive verbs, right? We had this a couple of times. Richness helps to meet influential people. Well, helps who? Family and friends can help and support. Again, help and support who? That's a little bit lacking. Is there enough range for a 7? Maybe. I would say, okay, I would say there is enough grammar there for a 7. I think it is accurate enough for a 7. There could certainly be more range here, but I think, yeah, I do think objectively 7. Now, I don't like this jagged profile. I don't like giving 4 for one thing and 7 for another. Really don't like it, but that's the way that I see it. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and again, like many other candidates, task response is the killer. Task response, not reading the question, not understanding the question, or just not dealing with the question. It's always the killer. Happens so often. Candidates, I don't know why this happens. Maybe I need to speak to candidates and understand why it happens. But yeah, another interesting case where candidates just lose points just from not knowing what the question is. Now, sometimes, of course, people do IELTS and they don't get the full breakdown of their scores. So they kind of write an essay like this and it comes back. And of course, the score here is 5.5, right? If I got that right, 4, 5, 6, 7. The score is 5.5, and they might think, oh, damn it, I need to learn more vocab and grammar. Whereas really, this candidate, lexical resource of a 6, a B2, grammatical range and accuracy of a 7, a C1, that's not the stuff that they need to fix. The stuff that they need to fix is, learning how to make a point and develop it, learning how to stay on topic, how to deal with the question that's required. Internal cohesion in a paragraph is what's lacking here, and here, just not dealing with the question. So candidates' language, candidates' English is, generally pretty good. I think definitely the candidate could benefit and could get their lexical resource to a 7 if they study a little bit about the conventions of academic writing. What do we do and what don't we do in academic writing, right? Like, we generally don't use contractions. So instead of don't, we generally write do not. Instead of can't, we generally write cannot. Is it okay to use you to speak to the reader? How should we overuse? Should we use a lot of personal language in body paragraphs? The candidate just doesn't seem to know this. And so a little bit of upskilling with this could boost the lexical resource. And yeah, just again, the very, very basics of staying on topic, making an argument, supporting an argument, adding details, giving evidence and things like this, lacking in the candidate. So overall 5.5. The lower end of B2, upper intermediate. Yeah, it seems fair. So yeah, good language, bad technique. I think that's a fair reflection of this candidate's writing. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of this writing. If you'd like me to check your IELTS writing, and if you'd like me to give you a 4 for task response because you don't answer the question, then feel free to request this on my Telegram channel, Expert Examiner. Also, I do free speaking tests with feedback. So if that's interesting for you, again, you can check out that Telegram channel. A link to the Telegram channel is in the description. I'll leave it there for now. Do feel free to leave me comments and tell me what I'm doing well and what I'm doing badly. Always enjoy reading your critical comments. But that's it from me for today. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.